Knowing the World Philosophers, the Four Sages. The Temple Garden of Philosophy in Nakano City is a philosophical theme park created at the beginning of the 20th century by the philosopher and founder of Toyo University, Inoue Enryo. In the park, there are 77 garden features expressing Inoue Enryo's philosophy. By wandering around the garden, the visitor may learn to think and contemplate about things in a philosophical way. This series of 22 videos will introduce all 77 features of the Temple Garden of Philosophy. The fifth video introduces the Shrine of the Four Sages, which is in the World Philosopher Zone. The Four Sages Shrine is a hall consecrated to four founding figures of Eastern and Western philosophy by whom Inoue Enryo was most influenced. The shrine is also the first building that was set up in the park. Inoue Enryo divided world philosophy into the East and West. Whereas the East included ancient Chinese and ancient Indian philosophy, the West included ancient Greece and early modern German philosophy. For each area and period, he selected one sage, namely Confucius for ancient China, Buddha for ancient India, Socrates for ancient Greece, and Kant for early modern Germany. Confucius was a thinker of the Chinese spring and autumn period and is the founder of Confucianism. Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, lived in India sometime between 600 to 400 years before the Common Era. Socrates was a philosopher who lived in the 4th century before the Common Era. His thoughts are transmitted by his disciple, Plato, and Plato's student, Aristotle, so that it has influenced generations of later philosophers. Kant was an 18th century philosopher who lived in the kingdom of Prussia. He proposed his critical philosophy and is taken to be the founder of German idealism. Inside the Four Sages Shrine, there is also the so-called mantra pillar and a sculpture which shows Buddha entering nirvana. Inoue Enryo, who took mind, matter, and universe as the ultimate sanctum of philosophy, expressed this through the architecture and design of the shrine. The radial design of the ceiling expresses the light of the truth, the good, and the beautiful emitted from the essence of the universe. In the center of the ceiling, there are 4 wooden tablets displaying in 4 directions the name of the 4 sages. In order to symbolize mind and matter as the 2 cornerstones of philosophy, Enryo hung up a round lamp to represent the light of the mind or the spirit. Beneath the lamp, he placed a square censer which would blacken the lamp with its smoke and symbolize matter. Although the light will become dull by the censer's fume, it will shine again if it is polished. In the same way, although sullied by various physical desires, the purity of the mind is not lost if it is continuously cultivated. The stone stele placed in the middle of the Four Sages Shrine is called Mantra Pillar. The writing on it says, "Hail, Absolute, Infinite, Supreme." Please watch video 6 to learn more about this pillar. The sculpture of the Nirvana Buddha displays Shakyamuni in the appearance of the ordinary ascetic of his time, in order to show him not as a holy person, but rather as a philosopher. Originally, it was planned to build another temple in the area where today the Azalea Garden is, and place the statue therein. However, the plan was never realized, and, after Endyo's death, the sculpture was eventually placed in the Four Sages Shrine. The sculpture is placed every year behind the tablet of that sage who is venerated in that respective year. All four sides of the Four Sages Shrine are equally front sides. Endyo intended no hierarchy among his four sages. This is also expressed in his last will. On the occasion of the philosophy ceremony, which is to be held on the first Saturday in November, every year in rotation, a different sage is commemorated by a special lecture. The next video of the Knowing the World Philosopher Zone explains the mantra pillar in the Four Sages Shrine.